Even though dinosaurs died out millions of years ago, there are still some animals alive today that are related to those ancient beasts. From flying birds to swimming crocodiles, some animals on this list will totally surprise you, as they're not even close in terms of looks, but yet the DNA says otherwise. 1. Chickens. Who are you referring to as chicken? While chickens have gained the reputation for being, well, chickens, they have a very strong ancestry related to the wild and feared T-Rex. But surely, anything related to the T-Rex, one of the biggest and scariest creatures that has ever existed, must be similarly enormous and terrifying, right? Not exactly. The powerful T-Rex actually shares a significant amount of DNA with contemporary chickens, and by extension, all birds, according to fossil studies. The humble pigeon will never be viewed in the same way after this. 2. Crocodiles. Like many other animals you see today, crocodiles have remarkable connections to dinosaurs. You can clearly see these connections in the crocodile's leathery skin, their vicious teeth and claws. And although they split off early on, dinosaurs and these animals share common ancestors. Modern crocodiles and alligators have barely changed from their ancient ancestors of the Cretaceous period, from around 66 to 145 million years ago. That means that animals that were almost identical to the ones you can see today existed alongside dinosaurs. That's crazy to think about. 3. Alligators. Alligators can develop similar neural maps of sound to birds, according to recent research. This trait, according to the researchers, was shared by both organisms with their common ancestor, the archosaur. Alligators are closely related to living dinosaurs and have a wider snout. Since alligators belong to the crocodile family, they are regarded as being closely related to dinosaurs. They resemble crocodiles in some ways, but are not as closely related as real crocodiles. 4. Sea turtles. Recent research has established that dinosaur relatives like birds, crocodiles, and, you guessed it, dinosaurs, are all members of the group Archosauria, which includes turtles. Along with dinosaurs, turtles developed, with sea turtles becoming a distinct species about 110 million years ago. A genus of extinct sea turtles known as Archelon once swam the oceans about 80 million years ago, and all living species of sea turtles can be traced back to that time. And just imagine the size of these guys, measuring more than 13 feet or 4 meters long and 16 feet 5 meters wide from flipper to flipper. 5. Ostriches. Did you know that ostriches, which already have an odd appearance, are closely related to a species of dinosaur that lived in the late Cretaceous period? When you give it some thought, this makes sense because ostriches do resemble dinosaurs in appearance. They resemble a few dinosaur species, including the famous velociraptor in terms of size and shape. Even their talons have claw-like shapes. With a lifespan of over 66 million years, this extraordinary bird has survived numerous extinction events and is now endemic to the African plains. 6. Snakes. When we think of dinosaurs, we picture enormous creatures prowling the planet. But not all of them were as disproportionately big, and their descendant, the snake, is one of the best examples out there. Indeed, there was a flurry of activity at ground level, with one of the most common features being an animal we are all too familiar with today, the snake. Snakes have survived numerous mass extinctions throughout their many million years of existence. The discovery of several fossilized snakes has allowed scientists to demonstrate this. These snakes have been around for over 140 million years, making them twice as old as Mr. T-Rex. 7. Sharks. Even though they do not resemble your typical dinosaur, sharks have existed for longer than almost any other animal on the planet, more than 450 million years to be exact. This indicates that the sharks we are familiar with today are descended from species that existed millions of years before dinosaurs were even thought of. It is so difficult to imagine. Sharks have not always had the same appearance or been this big, of course. Sharks used to be much larger, with the largest known species, the megalodon, being about the size of a blue whale, according to fossils. 8. Crustaceans. Some species of crustaceans, like crabs and lobsters, have been in existence since the time of the dinosaurs, proving their real endurance over the centuries. Many lobster species are among the earliest known species of filter feeders, predating dinosaurs by hundreds of millions of years. As with sharks, we also know that contemporary crustaceans are considerably smaller than their great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents. That was exhausting. We are not sure we would have been as eager to take a dip during the time of the dinosaurs, but fossilized remains reveal some truly formidable specimens. 9. Bees. One of the most significant animals to have ever lived on Earth, bees have survived for a lot longer than you might think. It is almost certain that bees were buzzing from flower to flower when T-Rex roamed the wilderness, because research indicates that bees first appeared during the Cretaceous period, which is roughly 60 million years ago. But one thing we do know about bees is that they are not immune to mass extinction events. Numerous historical events are thought to have affected their numbers, but none to the extent of the threat posed by habitat loss today. 10. Duck-billed platypus. It requires little fantasy to think that duck-billed platypuses existed during the reign of the dinosaurs. The only other species that are related to these peculiar-looking natives of eastern Australia are those discovered in millions of years' worth of fossilized remains. Although we do not know how platypuses survived the mass extinction that killed off their ancestors, we are certainly grateful to have them today. Unquestionably adorable, these unusual creatures have a near-threatened status on the Conservation Index due to a decline in population. 11. Tuatara lizards. All lizards and reptiles are related to dinosaurs, but Tuatara are the most so. These lizards, which are the last members of the Sphenodontia family still living, are only found in New Zealand and were alive when dinosaurs roamed the planet. Tuatara have dark green scales, spiny backs, and big black eyes, giving them a definitely prehistoric appearance. It would be a shame to lose these elusive creatures, which are listed as vulnerable to extinction because they have existed for more than 250 million years. 12. Parrots. Many times, scientists have proposed that the majority of bird species descended from dinosaurs, but in 2009, researchers uncovered the fossilized bones of a dinosaur that resembled a parrot. The Psittacosaurus dinosaur walked on two legs, ate plants and nuts, had a strong curved beak, and had claws that resembled daggers. The species was known as the parrot dinosaur and lived approximately 100 million years ago. For roughly 165 million years, dinosaurs dominated the planet and were much larger than most other land animals. About 250 million years ago, during the Triassic period, they first emerged, and they gained popularity during the succeeding Jurassic period. However, they became extinct following the 6-mile-wide Chicxulub asteroid's impact on Earth at the northern tip of the modern Yucatan Peninsula about 66 million years ago. But they managed to pass on their legacy to many animals we know today.